Welcome to episode 4 of the FlexCandle live technical analysis show. In today's episode, we're going to be going over the Orcl stock. We're also going to be going over some crypto, Bitcoin, Solana, Cardano, and we'll also go over some gold and see what's going on in those charts. Now, before we go over those analysis, I want to go over this winning trade I gave you guys on the last live when I went over XRP. I was seeing this flag here, with the entry was around $1.07, maybe $1.08, with the measure move taking us to about $1.13. Not only did we hit that, but we actually went up as high as $1.16. So congratulations on whoever took this setup. This is a big win for the FlexCandle community. Now let's start off here with Orcl, and let's start off from the top. Let's start off here from the monthly chart, and let's really see what's happening with this Orcl stock. Right now, it's not looking too good. We're below the 21 moving average on the monthly chart. We are holding some support right now on the 50 moving average, which is at $140.62. Now with the RSI, we are below the 50, that's bearish. The stochastics RSI are low, but they're kind of rolling over, so that's looking also a little bit bearish to me. And what I'm not liking is that this is looking to me like a possible head and shoulder pattern. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And if that's the case, the measured move could take us all the way down to about this 200 moving average, around $70, $68, around there. Now, again, this is the monthly chart, so this could easily come back up. We could play around sideways and eventually drop down. So let's see what ends up happening. Right now, we are holding the support on the 50 moving average. One thing that we have going for us is that the 21 moving average is a little bit far away. So if we are going to drop, we might have to play around here sideways and then eventually we'll roll over. But it's possible we can make a move back up to 186 and test that. Now, if we head over to the weekly chart, this is looking bearish to me. We're below the 50 on the moving averages here. And on the weekly chart, if we're below the 50, that is pretty bearish. And right now we're testing the 200 moving average. That's at $146.42. Below the 50 on the RSI, stochastics still need more time to reset. This is not looking too good. We're trying to see if we can make it back up this week above the 200 moving average. If we could do that, maybe we could go and test the 21 moving average again at 167. But if we close another candle underneath the 200 moving average, it kind of looks like we might be heading more down here. Take a look at the daily chart. Daily chart here, this is kind of giving me like a head and shoulder vibe as well. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And it looks like we already made some of the measured move. Now the stochastics here are kind of low, so maybe we could just start pumping up here. The RSI is also double bottomed here, but being below the 50 is not bullish. Now, two scenarios could happen here. We're far away from this 21 moving average, which is at $165.24. We could either go sideways here, wait for this 21 moving average to catch up to price, and then we'll probably roll over. This could turn into a bear flag. We'll make the rest of the measured move of this head and shoulder pattern. If we're bullish, then we can move back up to this 21 moving average at 165, and then that will be the test. If we get rejected from here, then it looks like the rest of the head and shoulder pattern on the daily is going to play out. If we could get back above the 21 moving average, maybe we could go back and test this 50 moving average at 183. We could get back above that. Then we could test the 200 moving average at 196. And we could get back above the 200 moving average. That's going to be bullish for us on the Orcl stock. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, the stochastics are getting a little toppy here. I'm liking we are getting some bullish divergence on the stochastics RSI. But look at the RSI. We didn't make it to the midpoint here on the 50. And we're already starting to roll over. And it looks here like we made it to the 21 moving average, but we got rejected. We're starting to get a red candle here. Now with this red candle, this could end up being tweezer tops and we could end up rolling over. So if we cannot get back above this 21 moving average, it looks like we could have more downside here for Orcl, possibly going down to test the 120 level, even like 115 or even lower. Take a look at the 1-hour time frame. In the 1-hour time frame here, the stochastics are a little toppy. We're starting to roll over. I'm liking that we are above the 21 and the 50 moving average here. We're kind of flagging out. Not much of a flag here. The measure move with this could possibly make us go and test this 100 moving average at around 153. But if we cannot get back above this 200 moving average at 182 on the 1-hour time frame, which is a small time frame, it's going to be bearish. It looks like more downside here for Orcl. So right now for Orcl, I'm feeling a little bit bearish on it. I feel like we're probably going to go lower. we were at like $250, I believe. Let's take a look at the monthly chart here. And yeah, for June, we were at 250. Now we're at 144. We lost over $100. So that's not good in a month. So things are looking bearish. If we lose this 50 moving average again, we'll easily go down to this 80 moving average, and that's at 113. So let's see what ends up happening, but I'm feeling a little bit more bearish here for Orcl. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin. And Bitcoin has a daily candle close in the next 50 minutes or so. So that's going to be interesting to see how we close. Now, on the monthly chart, this is not looking too good. The stochastics look like they want to roll over. We're below the 50 here on the RSI. We had a very bearish month here for June. You can see this big giant red candle. We held this 50 moving average, this red line as support, pretty much at $59,905. Now, for the month of July, we're getting a little pump here. And we are far away from this 21 moving average, which is basically at 89,000. So since we are far away, I could see us maybe making a rally up to about 70K, maybe in the next couple months, going sideways here. And once this 21 moving average catches up to a price, if we cannot break above it, I feel like we could possibly roll over. Technically, this could end up being a bear flag if we go sideways here. This could bring us down. Ultimately, this looks to me like some type of a head and shoulder pattern that could also break us down, possibly below 40K. We take a look at the patterns here. I have a bear flag here. Let's take a look at it in the weekly. Ultimately, I have a bear flag with the measure move taking us to about 50,000. And we already made more than half of the measured move. We just have a little bit more to go. And the stochastics are low, but we could definitely drag here for a while. We lost the 200 moving average, which is bearish. Now, last weekend, we did close a green candle. So what I'm liking is this could be tweezer bottoms, and this could give us a little rally back up. The 21 moving average is at 69,814. Let's call it 70,000. Now, I'm expecting a rally there. But if we could get above the 21 moving average and make it towards this midline here, this could actually be some type of a double bottom in the long run. Obviously, it'll take a couple weeks. But if this ends up being a double bottom, I could see us going back up to 90K, even towards 100K. Could this be the bottoming pattern that we need to end the bear market? Let's see what ends up happening. If not, and we get below the 200 moving average again, I feel like this bear flag is going to end up playing out and dropping us further down. Take a look at it on the daily chart. This is the second bear flag. You know, we broke out of it. We broke back in. Now we're back into the bear flag here. This will give us the rest of the measure move of this bigger bear flag. Now, there's a couple of patterns here that are happening. I'm seeing a head and shoulder pattern. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. This brought us down. We made some of the measured move. We're kind of making another bear flag here, but now we pop back up above the 21 moving average. Now, ultimately, this could turn into an inverted head and shoulder. Left shoulder, this is the head, and we could possibly be making the right shoulder now. As long as we don't go below this head, which is below 57K, this could turn into a right shoulder in a couple of days. All of a sudden, this will take us back up to about this 100 moving average, which is at 70,867. We'll have to see what would happen from there. The only thing that I'm not liking is that the stochastics are low here. But maybe we could get a curvature back up since the RSI is pointing up and looks like we want to break above the 50. So right now for Bitcoin, I'm feeling neutral to slightly bullish that maybe we can make a move up at least to the 70Ks. And then we'll see from there. After that, it's not guaranteed, but maybe we could still make it to 70K. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. And here we still see we have room on the stochastics to continue going up. Now, one thing that I'm liking about the 4-hour time frame is that we lost the 200 moving average for a very long time here. The last time we were above it was around May 15th. Ever since then, all the way now to July 9th, pretty much, we have been below it. Now, we briefly got above the 200 moving average, which isn't much. And we ended up getting a head and shoulder pattern here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder that broke us down. But immediately, as you can see, we got back above the 200 to 21 moving average. I'm liking that. The only thing is now, I would want to get up higher with strength above this wick here. This wick ended up taking us to about 64,700. This high resistance at 65K. I would like to get above that to negate that. And the farther we could get away from the 200 moving average on the upside, the better and more bullish is going to be for us. Take a look at the 1-hour time frame. this right here, see, I'm not liking it too much. The stochastics have been toppy here for a while, so this is about to roll over. Can we maintain above the 21 and the 200 moving average as this stochastic RSI resets? Can we hold this 50 here, this midline on the RSI as we reset on the stochastics? If we can, we could have more upside. If we can't, then we might be going below this 200 moving average, and that's not going to be good. That's going to also be bearish. On the 15-minute time frame, stochastics have some bearish divergence. We're rolling over here. Now, something that's good is that we are above pretty much all the moving averages. We're starting to lose the 21 a little bit, but if we could bounce back up from the 50, that would be bullish for us. Now, this kind of resembles a little flag pattern here. Take a look at it. And let's see what the measured move of this could give us. Take it from the wick all the way down. Okay, and the measure move to this, look at that, could take us to about 64,166. Still below 65K, but you know, it's at least over $1,000 more, pretty much. So if we could win this trade with a whole Bitcoin, that'll be $1,000 move. In the longer scheme of things, it might not mean much unless we could get back above 70K. But hey, some profit is better than nothing, especially in a bear market that's happening right now. So that's not looking too bad right now for Bitcoin. I'm thinking that maybe we could make it back to 70K short term. Now let's take a look at some other cryptos. Let's take a look at Solana. We haven't taken a look at that in a very long time in this channel. Now, something I want to make you guys wary of is that when it comes to altcoins, it all really depends on what's happening with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's doing good, altcoins are going to do good. If Bitcoin's being bearish, most of the altcoins are going to be bearish. You might see some spikes here and there, but overall, the altcoins are going to be doing pretty bad. Now, on the monthly chart, we see that the stochastics here are low. This could drag here for a while before we move up. Look how it happened here for a couple of months. Now, we are below the 21 moving average. We're also below the 50 moving average. If we cannot hold this, we could easily fall down to this point of control, this red line on the VRVP here, and that's at $21. You can obviously see that this is a head and shoulder pattern. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and it looks like we made only half of the measure move. So the rest of the measure move could take us down. So if Bitcoin ends up going to 50K, 45K, I do think we'll see $25 Solana or lower. Now, on the weekly time frame, stochastics are on the way up here. Again, we're below all the moving averages. We weren't really able to get back above this 21 moving average. Right now, we have a red candle. Can we get back above the 21 and test the 200 again? That's at $107. That's possible, but we have to get back above this 21 moving average. Ultimately, we have to get back above the 50 on the weekly time frame here. If we could get back above this 50 moving average, this red line, then we'll be back in a bullish environment here for Solana. But as long as we're below all these moving averages, it's going to be bearish. Let's see if we can make a move back up to this 200 moving average, test it, and then break back above it. On the daily chart here, stochastics toppy. We're about to roll over. We're below the 200 moving average. This is a major moving average here for the daily time frame. We're below the point of control here on the VRVP, and we're trying to hold it together above this 21 moving average. Right now, this is not looking too bullish. If we were low on the stochastics, I could say that maybe this could be some type of a double bottom, maybe a couple of handle play. If it is, we could get back above this 200 moving average at $92.50. Let's see if we get some curvature back up here and we don't go all the way down on the stochastics RSI. Take a look at the 4-hour time frame. Stochastics look pretty good. They look like they want to continue curving back up, but this looks to me kind of like a bear flag here. So if we cannot make it back above this 21 moving average at $79.38, this could actually break us down. Let me see what the measure move to this. This looks like it could take us to about the 200 moving average. Take a look here, and yeah, pretty much the 200 moving average is $72. That's on the 4-hour time frame. So it's really dependent on what's happening with Bitcoin. And we could get a move up for Bitcoin to $70. We could probably see $100 Solana again. If we end up getting below 60K again, then something like this could happen where we go to $70 or possibly even below. Take a look at the 1-hour time frame here. Stochastics are top. He's not looking good. A lot of rejection off of this 50 moving average. This looks like we might lose this 21 moving average and go lower. But right now, Solana's not looking too good. Let's take a look at Cardano. Now, Cardano has not been doing too good since the bull market that we had in 2021. I believe we went up as high as $3.10. That would have been a great time to get out. Ever since then, boom, downtrend. Got a lower high here, and we got a little bit of a higher high, but then a lower high, and now we're dropping below all these moving averages. We already, I believe, went down as low as 14 cents, 13 cents like that, or something like that. So it's not looking good. Now, in the overall grand scheme of things, maybe this could end up being some type of a double bottom where we have one bottom. We might still have a couple of months more to go before rounding out here, making another bottom. And maybe we could come back up and test these highs later on in 2028, 2029. Let's see what ends up happening. Take a look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart, we're below all the moving averages. This is looking bad. We cannot get back above the 21 moving average. If we could get back above the 21 moving average, then this VRVP here has a gap. It shows that maybe we could go back and test 36 cents. But a lot would have to happen in order for that to happen for Cardano. It's not looking too good right now. Cardano has been very bearish. I feel more optimistic about XRP and Solana at the moment. But we'll see in the bull market if we could resurrect with Cardano. Here on the daily chart, we're below the 200 moving average, which is a big moving average we want to get back above if we want to be bullish. That's at 26 cents. Right now, we failed to get above the 50 moving average. That's at 18 cents. We're holding above the 21, which is at 16, but with the stochastics looking like they want to roll over, it looks like we could end up heading lower on Cardano if we cannot get back above this 50 moving average. This is heavy resistance here. On the 4-hour time frame, we see that the stochastics RSI also want to roll over. And we're testing this 200 moving average. This is something that we do not want to lose on the 4-hour time frame, this 200 moving average. We lose this 200 moving average, we could have some support here on the 100, which is still pretty much at 16 cents. But look at this gap in the VRVP. This shows, boom, we could fall down here to 15 cents, possibly even down to this point of control at 14 cents. This is not looking too good. You could say that this also kind of looks like a weird head and shoulder, left shoulder head. This could be a right shoulder. This could really bring us down, possibly even below 10 cents. Cardano's not looking too good right now. Again, if we get a move up, I could see us testing 20 cents. Maybe 25 cents again, but overall, are we going to be able to get back above 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents in the short term? It doesn't look so. Now, on the 1-hour time frame, stochastics here look like they want to roll over. We're below the 50 on the RSI as well. Again, below all these major moving averages. Heavy resistance here on the 21 moving average. In order to get higher prices, we got to get back above this 200 moving average on the 1 hour. If we can't get back above the 200 moving average on the 1 hour, then I remain bearish on Cardano. Now, guys, if you want me to take a look at any one of your stocks or crypto, drop it in the chat, drop it in the comment section, and I could go over it at the end when we go over our last asset here, which is going to be gold. And let's start off here with the monthly chart. Now, the last time I went over gold, we were pretty far away from the 21 moving average. We're like up here somewhere, like above 4,000, pretty much the same price we are now, 4,125, 4,200. And I was saying we're too far from the 21, which is at 3,771. We might have to come down. And just like I predicted, big red candle all the way down, almost touching the 21 moving average. Now, for July, we're starting to get a little pump here. Let's see how we end up closing. Again, we could just be going sideways here and then eventually rolling over. The thing is, if we lose this 21 moving average, it's not going to be good because then we could drop to this 50 moving average. That's at 2,767. Now, the prediction of going under $4,000 did happen. We did go all the way down as low as 3,942. So if you guys took that setup, congratulations. Now, the RSI is starting to point back up. And we've been able to hold above the 50. So that's still a little bit bullish. And the stochastics are starting to reset. Hard to tell if we're going to go sideways here and then go up or start climbing back up immediately. Now, ultimately, I kind of have there's two patterns here. Now, I kind of have this in a falling wedge. And this falling wedge could break us back above $5,000. So this could take us back to about 5,800, breaking the all-time high here, which I think was like 5,600 or so. So that's still in the works, as long as we can stay above the 21 moving average, or if we lose it, we have to try to come back up as soon as we can. We can't really make it all the way down to this 50 moving average. Now you're seeing this yellow line coming all the way down, and that's because on the weekly, I'm kind of seeing a head and shoulder pattern here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And if that's the case, that measure move could take us down to this 200, below this 200 moving average, which is below $3,000 at $2,809. So this is still a possibility that could happen. We are below the 50 on the 50. We are below the 50 moving average on the weekly. That's bearish. We should have some support here on the 80 moving average. But if we lose that, then the next line of defense is the 100. If we lose that, then the next line of defense is going to be this 200 moving average. Now, stochastics here are low, but I'm afraid if we start dragging here for a while, we could see lower prices. Take a look at the daily time frame. Now, the stochastics here are toppy, and we're below all the moving averages. So this is bearish. If we could get back above this 21, then we could fight to go towards this 50. That's pretty much at 4,369. But if we stay below this 21 moving average, that could start to trigger that head and shoulder pattern that I showed you guys on the weekly. Now, could this be some type of an inverted head and shoulder where this is a left shoulder, this is the head, and this is the right shoulder? If we go below this wick here at 3,942, that negates this being a right shoulder, and we're probably going to go lower. So ultimately, we have to observe this, and let's see if we could get back above the 21. If we see we keep on getting rejected, I'm seeing lower prices. These stochastics RSI kind of show like we might end up going lower here. Take a look at the 4-hour time frame. We're below the 200 moving average. You guys already know that means we're bearish here. And we're fighting to stay above this 21 moving average. Stochastics are getting a little toppy here. This is not looking too good. This is looking bearish. We could get back above this 200 moving average, then we could talk about some bullishness. But till then, we're being suppressed here with gold. Stochastics on the 1-hour chart kind of have some curvature. Maybe we can make it back up. We are kind of above most of the moving averages here, so this is okay short term. This looks like an inverted head and shoulder that played out. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and this pumped us up here. Now we're kind of flagging out. This could give us a small move back up, maybe to 4,200, but grand scheme of things, that's not too bullish. 15-minute time frame, stochastics look like they want to roll over. Look at this, we're getting rejected from this midline, the 50. And we're sandwiched in between the 21 and the 50 moving average. Now, this could end up turning into some type of a head and shoulder pattern. Left shoulder, this could be a head. And this could turn into some type of a little right shoulder. And this could bring us back down to like about $4,000. Overall, right now with gold, it's still looking a little bit bearish. I think we will get below $4,000 again and start testing maybe the $3,700 area, $3,500, and if we're not careful, we could even lose a $3,000 price and start tapping into the $2,000 price again. All right, guys, so that was the breakdown. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any stocks or crypto you want me to go over, go ahead and drop in the comment section or in the chat, and in the next live, we could go over it, or I could possibly make a personalized video for those assets. All right, guys, till next time.